Please be seated. I'm Dr. Debbie Bird, Dean of East Tennessee State University, Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy, and it is my pleasure to welcome each of you here in person for this special occasion. I'm grateful we can have this event on campus together and in this beautiful new space, the ETSU Martin Center for the Arts. I appreciate you all wearing your masks while inside as required by the university. And while no one wants to wear a mask, it's our duty to protect those who cannot get vaccinated yet, like our children and those who choose not to. If you've not taken the step to get vaccinated, please do as soon as possible. This is our best chance of staying together and getting things back to normal. If you have questions or concerns about the vaccine, please talk with your pharmacist or other healthcare provider. And thank you again for wearing your masks inside. The mission of ETSU, Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy, is to develop progressive, team-oriented pharmacists who improve healthcare, focusing on rural and underserved communities. With about a third of our students from rural zip codes, I feel many of our student pharmacists chose this college with a similar goal in mind. At Gatton, we take pride in how we give back and make an impact on our region. And I want to share a few statistics with you. This year, our graduating class of 2021 vaccinated over 10,000 patients from Chattanooga, Tennessee to Hillsborough, Virginia, and beyond, all between December 2020 and April 2021 alone. As a college, students and faculty combined, we have assisted in vaccinating over 29,000 patients with the COVID-19 vaccine and volunteered over 2,500 hours. Never underestimate the difference you can make as a pharmacist. This year, the college's American Pharmacists Association Academy of Student Pharmacists Generation RX Committee was awarded the APHA ASP National Generation RX Chapter Achievement Award for 2019-2020. This is the 8th year in a row that the chapter has been recognized either nationally or regionally, and the 4th time the chapter has been named winner in the category. Overall, ETSU Generation RX has earned first or second runner-up or winner 7 times and is the most nationally recognized Generation RX committee in the country. The goal of Generation RX is to educate people of all ages to prevent prescription drug misuse, an epidemic that has touched many of our lives. In addition, Gatton's APHA ASP chapter earned the 2019-2020 Division AAA first runner-up for chapter achievement. This marks the 6th year in a row that our chapter has been recognized nationally as either first or second runner-up or winner in the Division AAA category against peer schools of our size. The chapter also took home the OTC Medicine Safety 2019-2020 Region 3 Award. Just a few weeks ago, at their national conference, our Student National Pharmaceutical Association chapter took home 4 national honors, including winner of the National Scrapbook Competition. I could go on and on about the good works our students are doing in the community. We are very proud of all their efforts to make a difference in the lives of the people of this region. Like many of you, I'm a first-generation college student, and I recall feeling the nervousness and excitement that I'm sure you're experiencing as I began my journey to become a pharmacist. But it was my desire to help patients and serve the underserved that motivated me, even during the most challenging aspects of pharmacy school. This is a day that has been long in the making for the student pharmacists on this stage. For them, it also began with a desire to seek a profession in healthcare and culminated with their decision to pursue the practice of pharmacy and admission to pharmacy school. More importantly, it meant selecting Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy as their pharmacy school of choice. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, I would like to introduce our next speaker. Dr. Kimberly Mccorkle began serving as the new provost and senior vice president for academic affairs at East Tennessee State University on July 12th, following the retirement of Dr. Wilsie Bishop in June after her 43 years of distinguished service to the university. McCorkle came to ETSU from the University of West Florida, where she spent 19 years and served as vice provost and professor. There, McCorkle held a faculty appointment in criminal justice and legal studies, and prior to moving to the office of the provost, served as chair and professor in the Department of Legal Studies, Public Administration, and Sports Management. We are pleased to have her leadership here at ETSU. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kimberly Mccorkle.
Thank you, Dr. Bird. Good afternoon and welcome. It's nice to see all of you here today. Class of 2025, particularly during this final rite of passage to becoming a pharmacist, it is my pleasure to welcome you and congratulate you. I said to you last week that the world needs you. With the white coat ceremony today, you are acquiring a symbol of professionalism that brings with it both responsibilities and obligation. I know that you will gladly accept those responsibilities and be a credit to the Gatton College of Pharmacy and to ETSU. On behalf of the faculty at ETSU, I offer you our congratulations. To the family, looking across the audience, I see many smiling faces and a look of excitement to be here. Admission to pharmacy school for these students is an important event in their lives and very significant for all of you today who have been with them along the way to help them reach this point. I hope you all enjoy this day as both affirmation but also a celebration, and that you treasure the memories that you're making. Thank you for the support you have given to these students along the way. I know that you will continue to be an important part of their success in pharmacy school as you provide support, encouragement, and absolute confidence in their ability to succeed. To the students, class of 2025, please accept my congratulations and very best wishes as you continue your studies. We are pleased and proud to have you part of ETSU Academic Health Services Center and as part of ETSU. Thank you, Dean Bird, for asking me to be part of this special day. Congratulations.
Dr. Brian Nolan was appointed the 9th president of East Tennessee State University in January 2012. Prior to that time, Dr. Nolan's most recent position was Chancellor of the West Virginia Higher Education Policy Commission. He received both his BA and MA degrees from West Virginia University and a PhD from the University of Tennessee. Dr. Nolan is leading our university to the next level. We appreciate his leadership and continue to be excited about his passion for higher education and his vision for ETSU. Please join me in welcoming our president, Dr. Brian Nolan, to the podium.
Dr. Bird, thank you, and to everyone, good afternoon. On behalf of our Board of Trustees, it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome our students and their families to this beautiful facility. The start of the fall semester represents a number of milestone activities in the life of an institution, but it also represents milestone moments in the life of our students, and today is one of those days. You have prepared your entire academic career for this moment, the opportunity to realize a dream that may have begun your freshman year of college or in the 6th grade as a student in middle school at Liberty Bell here in Johnson City. For our families, this is a moment that you've dreamed of as well. And the beauty of today for me is a family coming together. For all the things that are happening around us, in which individuals seem to be divided over who has the best tea, Pals, or McDonald's, or whether or not to wear a mask. It's wonderful to set aside those temporary differences to look at what brings us together. Moments of celebration, moments of inspiration, and moments of dreams come true. And that for our families and our students is what today is, the beginning of a dream realized. In a few short years, you will blink and this moment will pass. We'll be back on this room. You'll be walking across the stage, shaking hands and receiving a degree. In the moments in between, take time to embody and live the mission of this institution, to improve the quality of lives for the people of this region, to make a difference, to lead, to be mentors, to be volunteers, but to serve. Take time to serve, to make a difference. We are here because of the service of others. Gatton exists because of this community. And as a member of the community, I thank you for keeping one another safe. Thank you for coming together today, despite all of the things that are happening around us, to enjoy a moment. And if we could together find ways to enjoy those things that unify us, we'd be stronger as an institution, stronger as a people, and stronger as a region. So congratulations again to you. I look forward to watching you grow, and in 4 years to shaking your hand. Godspeed to everyone, and go Bucks.
One tradition at Gatton College of Pharmacy is the second year, or P2 class presidents, welcome to the incoming class. Our class of 2024 president, Casey Lefevers of Corbin, Kentucky, will now welcome the class of 2025 on behalf of our student body.
Thank you for your introduction and warm welcome, Dean Byrd, and what amazing speeches to follow up with. Those were great. Allow me to use this opportunity to extend the warm welcome that you have already heard to the class of 2025. Hello and welcome to your new family here at the Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy. Everything that you have done in the past has led you up to this very moment. Everything you have done in the past has led you up to the very chair that you are sitting in this moment. You are about to begin the next chapter of the rest of your lives. And I know you've heard that before, but let me be the one to tell you that you are worthy of going into that next dimension. Find people who are willing to go with you. I remember in undergraduate courses, professors would have us look to our left and look at the person to our right. And they would tell us that these are our competitors and that most of the people that we see wouldn't be with us. But let me tell you that things have changed now. Class of 2025, I ask you to look to the person to your left, to the person to your right, and even at the person in front and behind you, because these are the people that will go with you. These are the people whose roots are growing in the future and in the next chapter and not the past. During your time here at Gatton, you will experience an abundance of change. In my experience, I have realized that change comes in the form of disruption. You cannot have change without having disruption because change equals disruption. You cannot have change without disruption. You can't plant a seed in the soil and not expect it to grow and change with the seasons without it disrupting the soil. And you are not exempt from that disruption, fortunately, only because disruption is the gateway to opportunity. Every disruption presents an opportunity for change. Think about a time in your life that you had a disruption and you thought it was all over, only to realize it was a disruption that presented an opportunity for change. How will you adapt to change? How will you handle disruption? You must have the strength to be flexible, and you must be willing to take a risk. Some people will never experience change because they are afraid of the risk factors, and that fear will paralyze you in your mobility of moving forward. Don't self-sabotage yourself. You must be willing to take risks in order to evolve. You cannot allow your emotions to stop you from moving. Believe you me, you will experience emotions like stress and anxiety, and you probably will cry, even the guys, if you haven't already. But you cannot make decisions out of emotions. You can't make permanent decisions out of temporary emotions, because decisions remain while emotions pass. Don't allow yourself to be rooted in circumstances, because your destiny does not line up with your history. So to the class of 2025, bust a move. Keep moving forward. Be the seed that when it is planted and the soil is disrupted, you are able to evolve with the seasons. I dare you to ask for change, and when it presents itself as a disruption, I double dog dare you to answer with flexibility and adaptability. Welcome, class of 2025.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker and guest coder today, Dr. Troy Trigstad. He's a community pharmacist, a health economist, and a pharmacy visionary who continues to encourage pharmacy industry leaders into new and innovative ways of thinking. Dr. Trigstad is the Executive Director of CPESN USA, the Community Pharmacy Enhanced Services Network. CPESN is a clinically integrated network of community-based pharmacies that endeavors to improve the quality and effectiveness of enhanced services provided by participating pharmacies. Aligning those pharmacists with the workflow and payment reform incentives of physicians, their support staff, and other healthcare providers. Dr. Trigstad also serves as the Vice President of Pharmacy Provider Partnerships for Community Care of North Carolina, an organization providing wraparound population health management supporting nearly 2,000 primary care practices. In addition, Dr. Trigstad has over 15 years of experience with interprofessional care teams and intervention development under alternative payment and support models. He's the project director for a Center for Medicare and Medicaid Innovation Award that tests new models of payment and pharmacy connectivity to primary care providers and the medical neighborhood that includes over 250 pharmacies in North Carolina. Troy proudly practices in a community pharmacy setting on nights and weekends and serves as a board member for the American Pharmacists Association Foundation and the Pharmacy Quality Alliance, as well as editor-in-chief of Pharmacy Times. Troy and his wife Peggy have been married for 15 years. He enjoys biking and triathlons, as well as chasing his 3 young kids around the house. I am very excited for all of us to hear Dr. Trigstad's vision for the future of community-based pharmacy practice and the opportunities available to pharmacists today and the years to come. Before Dr. Trigstad shares his remarks, I would like to ask Casey Lefevers to join us for a special presentation to thank Dr. Trigstad for being with us today.
I will apologize for the long form bio that was sent to the university. There's a couple corrections I need to make in there, but the one that's probably the most important is I've been married to my wife for 20 years, not 15. So Dr. Nolan, President Nolan, congratulations on the new building. As I understand it, we're christening its arrival here. A beautiful building. And Casey, thank you for your leadership. Welcome to the beginning of your professional journey as pharmacists in training. You will have the opportunity to train in a time of dramatic innovation, innovation the likes of which a lot of us in the front row have never had the opportunity, and it's a super exciting time. There are 8,000 medications currently in the pipeline, the development pipeline, many of those to treat diseases that we don't have treatments for. 3/4 of those 8,000 are novel therapies in that there's an incremental improvement or a novel way of providing a therapeutic regimen or a mechanism of action that has never been seen before. So the knowledge and the know-how of pharmacists become more and more important every single incremental year in our healthcare system. We have amazing new types and ways of developing therapeutics now. Many of us hadn't heard of mRNA until this recent year. And that's something that's been worked on for many decades, and it's quite amazing that its coming out party as a therapeutic was so successful. I think we're going to look back on this as one of the most effective vaccine campaigns actually in history with the effectiveness of these vaccines. There's CRISPR, the idea of actually taking our DNA and figuring out how to get our own bodies, just like with vaccinations, to protect us or to fix ourselves. Amazing technologies. Personalized medication. By the time all of you are well into your careers, I have every confidence in the world that we will have 3D printers that print medications for specific regimens for every individual that needs therapy. And that pill is designed just for them at just that moment in time across multiple disease states. But this also comes with greater responsibilities, right? Greater efficacy, greater responsibility to monitor for risk, greater responsibility to get the most out of the medications that we have available to us, and that we spend billions and billions and billions of dollars developing. We fill 4 billion prescriptions a year. That's 4,000 million. And we're really, really, really effective at it. 4 billion times any percentage of error rate is a big number. And our profession's done a really, 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 really good job of creating the world's best distribution system for safe and effective dispensing. But that's not where our job ends anymore. The average Medicare recipient with multiple chronic illnesses sees 13 different prescribers in 1 year, fills 50 unique medications in that year, and is 100 times more likely to have a hospitalization than the average person. The rural, the underserved, and the sick are the folks that in particular need your services. And it's not gonna, we don't wanna wait on it until you graduate in 4 years and cross the stage and shake someone's hand again. That's gonna be part of your experience over these next years. Actually helping save lives. That's part of your training. What I have asked schools of pharmacy, as Dean Bird knows, is we're going through a transformation as a profession, a really important transformation, modernizing our own profession to modernize the healthcare system and get the most out of our meds. And I view the importance of all of you, and for any learners, whether they be professional, post-grad, fellow, to be positive deviants. We need your energy, we need your positive deviancy. Practice transformation is really, really, really difficult. Inertia is powerful. But in many ways, you're given the privilege over these next few years to try things differently and to positively influence the environments that you're in, particularly in rural and underserved areas, I might add. you will not play a big part. I'm confident in that. We're in a time of increasing and unprecedented effectiveness of therapeutics. But we're also in a time of unrealized potential. We largely have the tools to treat all of the top diseases that exist. And the one message I want to sort of leave you with today as a general audience is that when you think of medication use, think of it in terms of it takes two parts to be effective. And it's so critical, especially in a salient message for now. You have to have a therapy that works, that is part of a regimen, so that average chronically ill Medicare recipient that gets 50 different unique medications in a year, we have to figure out how to personalize that medication regimen, fit their specific sicknesses and comorbidities and times during the day and ability to afford their medications and a host of other things that makes that particular experience with those medications unique to that particular individual. Because no two individuals are the same, particularly when they're taking multiple medications. That means that we've treated their diseases with therapies in an optimal way. That's component number one. One of the items we stress to our own 3,500 pharmacies across the country is that that is important, and the setting of care that I work for every day works hard to optimize the medication regimen. But oftentimes the even bigger challenge is to get it to be used optimally. I can have the right 5 medications on my profile and not have them in my possession. I can have them in my possession and not take them. I can have them in my possession and not take them. Or if I take them the wrong way. I can use my neighbor's meds. I can use meds that are over the counter. I can use nutraceuticals. I have to be aware of the optimized regimen, and we have to be able to administer and use the medications that we have. In my own personal experience, the reason I got into pharmacy was I grew up in a running family and an athletic family, and I suffered from severe to moderate to severe asthma when I grew up. And I had tried all sorts of different therapies, any number of physicians, and I flew out to Denver to National Jewish Center. I'd done everything I possibly could to access healthcare and get access to medications that could treat my asthma. And one of the things I learned along the way was none of that really mattered unless I actually used the medications effectively. And I was proud to go on to eventually qualify for Division I national championships in the NCAA. I went on to coach at Carolina. I actually coached and ran in the building right next door, and I had the privilege of coaching 3 future Olympians. And I look back at that experience thinking to myself, so much of it was not medications that were available, that were effective. So much of it wasn't the top-notch care that I was privileged to receive from multiple different physicians and extenders to get me to the right regimen. It was the inability to actually use the medications in an optimal way. And that's sometimes the most important thing that a pharmacist can be responsible for. 1/3 of our prescriptions that are written by prescribers are never filled. 1/3 of them that are filled the first time, meant to be filled the second time, never get filled the second time. We have life-saving medicines and vaccines in our midst that aren't used, with exceptional mathematical evidence of safety and effectiveness. The most common drug therapy problem, incidentally, is lack of treatment still today in the richest country in the world. So the top diseases: heart disease, cancer, lung disease, diabetes. What's our main modality of treatment? Medications. Every 24 hours, 170 people with diabetes initiate dialysis for kidney failure. 73,000 amputations per year from diabetes. After 15 years of having diabetes, 98% of those with type 1 diabetes and 78% of those with type 2 have some degree of retinal damage. It is the leading cause of blindness for people between the ages of 20 and 60. And here's the thing. We have medications to treat diabetes. In almost every case. So the role of pharmacists is certainly to help develop medications. It's certainly to help prescribe those medications. It's certainly to optimize the regimen. But the role almost all of you will play as you see patients going forward in time is to make sure that we're getting the most out of the medications that we have. This leads me to the patient trust and the public trust. Frank Luntz, name may ring a bell to folks more of my age and older, perhaps, but Frank Luntz is a notable political pollster. He was on a cable news show earlier this week where he identified 4 messaging campaigns around vaccines. And he excoriated the traditional healthcare system and providers for their inability to message in a way that meets people where they're at. And I agree with him. Of those 4 strategies, the one he spent the most time on, by an order of 30 to 40%, in my estimation, was the following. Pharmacists in many communities are the most trusted source of information in that community. We do not use pharmacists enough for this purpose. We're at 70% nationwide on first dose with coronavirus vaccination. We have all legitimate questions and concerns that can be addressed and questions should be asked and questions should be answered. And that's our important responsibility as healthcare providers, is to answer the questions, not to judge, not to impose, not to force, but to educate, because we have this privilege of the knowledge that you will gain. But don't forget, we still have not broken 50% of adults that receive the flu vaccination every year. This is hard stuff. We're asking people to have trust and to have faith in these therapies. And you all will receive training where it seems quite simple. Of course, this is what I would do. But don't assume that folks that don't have that knowledge aren't intelligent, and don't assume they have your training. You will be an expert. We are not short on information in 2021. I'm seeing this with my own kids, much to my admiration and much to my horror. Information is everywhere. Knowledge is a different thing. Knowledge is how we take that information, interpret it, and put it to use, or to communicate it to others. And wisdom comes with experience. Look to your faculty for wisdom. Look to your preceptors for wisdom. You will receive, I'm compelling you to receive, a health profession degree that is both a privilege and a responsibility. Importantly, first, do not abuse that trust, because that affects the rest of us. If one of you in this group, when you graduate, abuses the trust, it affects the others. It's the single most important thing you can do, is not to abuse the trust. Second, use it to serve. I'm going to go a little off script and spend more than 10 minutes allotted, if you'll allow me. Upon learning just now that you have an emphasis on rural and underserved areas, this is a particular passion of mine. I grew up in a cornfield in Iowa. For those of you that watched the baseball game last night in Field of Dreams, that might as well have been my backyard. And what's amazing about rural care and underserved care is the connection that you can have with your community. And I often think of folks like Bob Stessman. So he's the owner-operator of Manning Drug. Manning Drug's license number is 6. 6. 6th pharmacy in the state of Iowa. Manning Drug is a town of 1,200 people. It's the only pharmacy, and there's a critical access hospital. Wonderful community, wonderful county, wonderful people. But if Manning Pharmacy goes out of business, Manning, Iowa dies. And a whole lot of people in that community don't have somebody they've known for years and years and years, and that matters. So congratulations on your charge. I thank you for your charge. I wish everybody the best, and I look forward to interacting with you and seeing all of you become all-stars over the next 10 or 15 years of the rest of my career. Thank you.
Well, with those words of inspiration, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the rest of the ceremony. As I said earlier, this has been a much anticipated day for the men and women about to receive their white coats. And it is for our college as well. This day has special significance. We were established in 2005, and now we have nearly 900 graduates who make up the college's alumni base. There were many who said there couldn't be a College of Pharmacy at East Tennessee State University. They were wrong. Because of our quality faculty, staff, and students, we are an outstanding College of Pharmacy that consistently receives national recognition. Of the things I look forward to most as dean, our white coat ceremony is second only to seeing the smile on your face as you walk across the stage and graduate at our hooding and commencement ceremony. I also want to take a moment to honor our college's namesake, Mr. Bill Gatton, who has been a tremendous supporter of the college since the very beginning. His commitment to our college is unfailing, and without him, we would not be here today. Now, every class is unique, and the class of 2025 is no different. I want to share some interesting facts about some of the ladies and gentlemen on the stage behind me. The class of 2025 consists of 67% female students and 33% male students. 43% hold a bachelor's degree or higher. They represent 14 states and 1 U.S. territory. 51% are from Tennessee, and 82% are from this region. They attended 39 different colleges and universities, with 1/3 completing their undergraduate coursework here at ETSU. We have several musically inclined students in the class. One student produces electronic music and DJs on the side. Another student plays 11 different instruments. And one student can whistle like a trumpet. We all heard it. There are a number of students who are parents to fur babies, ranging from dogs and cats to chickens, rabbits, and ducks. And one student named their pet fish after an ETSU building. His name is Roger Trout. We have numerous athletes, including a softball player, a martial artist, a competitive dancer, a soccer player, and one student who participates in weightlifting competitions, squatting an incredible 450 pounds. We wish her the best in her upcoming competition in Brentwood. There are 9 students who originally hail from foreign countries, and one student is from Paris, Tennessee. For those of you who are unfamiliar with West Tennessee, Paris is just up the road from Milan. Actually, it's Milan, Tennessee. And we're glad to have you on this end of the state. And finally, this class includes the first students ever to be admitted through our early admission pathway program. Now at this time, I would like to introduce members of our platform party who have not already made presentations. Please stand as I introduce you. Mr. Steve Ellis, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. Mr. Thomas Brewster, President of the Class of 2022. Thomas will lead the Class of 2025 in the Oath of the Student Pharmacist later on. Dr. Ralph Lugo, Professor and Chair of Pharmacy Practice. Dr. Stacy Brown, Professor and Chair of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Dr. Adam Welch, Associate Dean for Assessment and Academic Affairs. And Mr. Bruce Ganaway, Assistant Dean for Finance and Administration. In the audience today, we're pleased to have several VIPs. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing so we may recognize you all. Dr. Larry Calhoun, Dean Emeritus and Founding Dean of Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy. Dr. Catherine Wilhoit, Interim Dean of the College of Nursing and proud grandmother of one of our Class of 2025 students. So pleased to have you with us today. We have several representatives from Walgreens Corporation, a valued partner and generous supporter of the college and our students. We also have alumni and friends who were instrumental in recruiting these students to the Class of 2025. And if you're here, please stand. Thank you all for your continued support of Gatton College of Pharmacy. Let's give them all another round of applause. One of the most important strengths of our college, as recognized by both the student body and by the Accreditation Council for Pharmacy Education, is the quality of our faculty. They also recognize other groups very important to our success: our college staff, preceptors, donors, residents, and fellows. At this time, all members of the Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy faculty, staff, preceptors, donors, residents, and fellows, please stand and be recognized. Finally, a very special thanks to our student marshals who carried our college banners in the processional, and all the student ambassadors assisting today. The highlight of today's ceremony is the presentation of the white coat. Rather than simply handing these out at orientation, we hold this special event so our student pharmacists understand the significance of the white coat and what it means to wear it. With the white coat comes responsibility and trust and integrity. People will see you differently. They will depend on you for answers and for help. This will happen well before you graduate. It won't be long before your friends and family members call and ask for your advice about a medication regimen or a side effect. Please hear my words. Do not answer them. You are not ready. And we'll tell you when you're ready. I will now turn over the program to Mr. Ellis as he reads the name of each student. Please come forward and receive your white coat. Dr. Trigstad, please join me at center stage.
Olasunkanmi Evelyn Akinbote. Price Gentry Atkinson. Noah Brock Atwood. Robert Patrick Berger. Whitney Grace Blessing. Bailey Chase Boyd. Bailey Austin Brash. Madison May Elizabeth Bradshaw. Wesley Ryan Brilhart. Caroline Nicole Brooks. Haley Lauren Brown. Aiden Sky Bush. Amber Bree Collins. James Angelo Coronel. Hilary Janice Cortez Oliveras. Madison Lynn Cohen. Chelsea Faith Crussell. Megan Felicity Ellison. Hannah El Shuki. Eleanor Rose Gilbert. Taylor Braylon Gilbert. Alana Marie Gore. Tiffany Amber Green. Gina Lee Harding. Isabella Rose Harris. Alexandra Nicole Johnson. Madison Elise Jones. Abigail Shaylee Kennedy. Ashna Khanna. Vanna Lobby. Bree Autumn Levy. Olivia Madison Long. Krishna Pushpendra C. Mahida. Sharia Mansouri. Emily Marie Maxfield. Andrew McGowan III. Luvango Musangira. Natalie Quinn Wynn. Noah Scott Nichols. Clayton Hayes Nunn. Rosa Olias Octobre. Joe Wesley Oliver. Devangi Patel. Jarelise Pejot Soto. Jennifer Taufung Pham. Coleman Craig Pitchford. William Mackenzie Rasnick. Sydney Peyton Rice. Chaz Arthur Roach. Rebecca Lourdes Roberts. Anya Santee. Laura S. Serrano Sosa. Delaram Amini. Reagan Janae Simpson. Amaranda Stokes. Jessica Sullivan. Shay Christopher Sullivan. Morgan Danielle Teeters. Casey Brianna Coleman Tolliver. Michelle Nicole Tubalino. Jared Evan Ashley Tunnell. Kirsten Rochelle Wade. Kaylee Marie Wilhort. Samantha Joanne Woodridge. Sarah Elaine Yantz.
At this time, I invite Thomas Brewster to come to the podium and administer the oath of the student pharmacist.
All right, thank you, Dr. Bird, and good afternoon to everyone. I would like to first congratulate the class of 2025. I know it takes a lot of time, hard work, and dedication to make it to this point, and you should all feel extremely proud. I remember when the class of 2022 was receiving our white coats. At the time, 4 years seemed like an eternity. But believe me when I say the next 4 years are going to absolutely fly by. So embrace the experience and enjoy while it lasts, because you're going to forge some relationships that will last a lifetime. I would now like to ask that the class of 2025 please rise while we recite the oath of student pharmacists together. I would also like to ask that if there are any pharmacists, student pharmacists, preceptors, or faculty in the audience to please stand and read the oath as well to show support for these men and women as they commit themselves to our beloved profession. And if you'll please read along with me the oath of a student pharmacist printed on the back of your program. As I embark upon the study of pharmacy at the Gatton College of Pharmacy, I will enter into a relationship of mutual respect with my teachers and colleagues in an environment of academic excellence. I will embrace the breadth and depth of the basic and clinical sciences that form the foundation for lifelong learning. I will display the qualities of honesty, integrity, and professionalism that will earn the respect of my patients, my colleagues, my family, and myself. I will value the knowledge, wisdom, and culture of service of pharmacists who have preceded me and will endeavor to further the practice of pharmacy and their tradition. I will maintain the trust expected of a pharmacist and honor the sanctity of the patient-pharmacist relationship. I will respect patient confidentiality and hold sacred the patient's right to privacy. I will place the care of my patients as my foremost responsibility, and I will grow in the profession with conscience and dignity. As a student pharmacist, I will strive to uphold these standards as I advance towards full membership in the profession of pharmacy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the East Tennessee State University Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy Class of 2025. Again, it is our pleasure to have you here today for this special event. Each of you played an important role in making this day a reality for the men and women on this stage. Thank you for your many years of support and for the support and encouragement you will give them over the next 4 years as they earn the Doctor of Pharmacy degree. After the ceremony, you are all welcome to visit Gatton College of Pharmacy on the Veteran Affairs campus to tour the grounds and buildings and see the very special place your students will call home on their journey to become a pharmacist. Please remain in your seats as the students recess from the stage. Thank you again, and be safe.